My calendars are filling up. I have August filled to where I'm comfortable with the parties that I'm doing. I'm sending out messages for September. And last night we had a podcast. In that podcast, we were talking about goals and strategies and what are like what you do with goals and how do you break them down and what makes it feasible for you. So for me, there's two different ways that I break them down. I want a huge goal. So that is about 2,500 to 3,000 this month. Breaking that down, that's just under $100 a day. Now, in the beginning of August 1st, I started sending out all these messages to book these parties. And I started getting parties and I started getting some orders. Now, a lot of these orders were just from Scentsy.com. They weren't necessarily my customers yet. I am, ugh. I lost my train of thought there. While I was looking at my daily PRV. So I by the 4th, I had over 400 in PRV. With that 400 PRV, that's about $100 a day. I sit there and I'm like, whoop, whoop, I'm doing amazing. Whoop, whoop, I'm doing amazing. Now on the 5th and 6th, I didn't have any orders. And I started getting really down on myself. But one thing about doing goals is that you kind of need to have your basic goal, you have to have your stretch goal, and you have to have a goal that you are okay with. And this is the reason why I say that, because we always want to try to do that stretch. The easiest way that I can do some analogy for it is when you're working out. You know what your reps are that you need to do. You know what you need to do. Now, not that I'm working out, guys. Do not. I used to work out. I used to work out. But what I'm saying is that you have a routine and you know you're doing these reps and you're doing this thing today and you follow through with this and you go through the motion and you're good. But there are days that you want to stretch out to see if you can maybe bring up your regular thing to a different level. You want to take out that pin and put it for a little bit heavier weight. So as I sent out messages on the first, I started sending out messages after that, but I haven't really followed through with those. And this is kind of the reason why. I am working on getting these Zoom parties. And so as my focus was there, my focus was not on my phone. So one thing I have been trying to do for the month of August is make sure that I am going through and following back up with messages and making sure I didn't miss any messages. Um, when I guess with the message, oh my goodness, I'm a little spacey today because I had a good start going and I realized my microphone wasn't on. And here it is. So I'm just going to keep going because this is life. So when I sent out the messages, I had sorted my contacts from last purchase date. And I went through all the way until December of 2023. So that was about 8, 9 months, well, about 8 months, 8, 9 months of messages of people that had ordered from me. Now, on the second or third, I went back all the way till 2022. It didn't take me very long for that because most of those customers had already reordered and those were customers that meant that they haven't purchased from me in a year or so. So one of the things that I decided to do is I'm going to go through my phone. So I have contacts that have either contacted me through Scentsy.com and I got an email and I've connected with them, or maybe I've met them online, but they didn't necessarily order online. They ordered directly through me because they were local. Well, I haven't sent out any of those messages. So I'm like, I need to get through these people. Now, in my phone, I do have my contacts organized. I have groups. So I have an Android. And most of you will know because I'm all about Team Android because a lot of my friends are iPhone. And I don't care. You can be Android, you can be iPhone, and all I know is how the Android works. I don't know how the iPhone works on doing this. I can create a group and I can put them and categorize each individual person. So I have been doing that now for about 2 years. And occasionally I'll come across somebody that I'll start messaging and I'll realize I need to update them to that group. And this is and basically all of this is just to bring you around to this. When I went through my contacts, I sorted by the group and I just started with A's and I started sending out the messages. Again, it is all about being consistent. Now, I am not saying to message 300 people a day. In the beginning, I was telling people to do that because it was easy in 2 to 300 people of text messages, I would get 20, 30, 40, 60 orders because it was almost like every other person or every third person was purchasing something from me because everybody was home and the pandemic was like in full force. I haven't really done a lot of messaging, mass messaging in a while. Now, when I say that, I mean with the intention of booking parties. I honestly can't remember the last time that I booked a party because it was so easy for someone to say no because I was done with it. I'm like, "Good, have a great day. Bye. See you, Felicia." It was gone. I was gone. Like it didn't matter because I really didn't want to do them. So I didn't follow up. I didn't try to do some rebuttals. I didn't try to respond to make sure that they felt comfortable with doing a party with me because I wasn't comfortable with doing a party. I told myself on this whole thing when I started to book these parties that no matter what they wanted, I was going to make sure I got them in something I'm comfortable with and something they're comfortable with. So when I ask people to do a party, some people automatically think it's going to be a Facebook party. And that is not what I'm gearing my online parties to with people who are not local. I want to do Zoom parties. I'm very comfortable with Zoom. I do my recordings all the way through Zoom because it's easy to manage, it's easy to maintain. I know how to highlight, I know how to hide people, I know how to turn off the microphones. I understand Zoom really well. So I am running with this and I'm going to see how it works. Most people, I would say 90% of them, haven't even had a second thought. They're like, sure, that works great, especially if they're not local. So remember, as you are building up your business and as you are tweaking and refining um, this business, you need to understand you need to find things that are comfortable with you, that you are going to be able to duplicate multiple times over and over. Cleaning up my office was something I wanted to do anyways, and as you can kinda tell, I have been moving some stuff, so I do actually have some products. This is all my personal stuff. I'm not moving my buddies because that's just me. I love the buddies. I try to get them anytime that they come out on something that means something to me. There are a couple of buddies that have come out that I was just kinda like, "Eh, I'll get it if it's half price or get it when it's discounted," but it's not necessarily something I do when it first releases. Now, with all that being said, I have a little bit of a lull time. So I'm not expecting anybody to work their business 12, 14 hours a day. Right now, with me not having school, I'm in my summer session. School starts in a week and a half. I need to make sure that everything is in place. Cleaning up my office, getting everything situated, adjusted, prepping myself from transition month to fall and winter. Now, my products haven't arrived, or my transition products haven't arrived yet for all my fall and winter stuff. So I'm still in the cleaning mode. I'm still in the clean out mode. So anything that's spring and summer, any of that items, I'm bringing out and trying to get them into customers' hands because they're not working for me if I'm not doing anything with them. So today I'm going to be doing some samples. So this is the hand cream jammy time. For my like for some of the Zoom parties, I'm doing some hand cream. I'm also going to be doing some washer whiffs. This is Fuji flour. Now these are currently available right now. I I do have a catalog. I do have access to the fall and winter. Some of these may or may not be in there, but that's okay. The reason why I'm doing these samples is because I realize I used to make a lot of samples and give them out, and I haven't been doing that. So again, this is something on my personal journey that I want to revamp and start doing more samples so I have stuff to hand out and not necessarily wax. I'm in Texas. I need to get away from the wax melts other than felts, and honestly, it gives me such dread to have to do wax melts because of the cleanup and everything else. I feel it's very overwhelming. But that's also me with cleaning, with my ADD mind. I don't want to clean because I feel like I have to do all the things and I don't. I need to remember that I can make it simple and easy and I have to change my mindset. So I'm gonna be doing some samples today. I went through the sample group on Facebook and pulled off some of their pre-made items. I also made my own little stickers. Everything that goes out of my house will have my name on it. I get my labels from 500labels.com. I have two of these packs because I love it the way it dispenses. I don't have to worry about, the end piece unwinding and everything being all crazy. It's a crazy in the box. I get those refilled basically about every other catalog or every second catalog. So sometimes it's a year, sometimes it's 6 months when I have to exchange them. It just depends on how many orders I'm doing locally and how much mail out I'm doing. Um, Keeping up with my energy. I try to make sure that when my energy is good and I'm feeling good and I'm feeling like I want to conquer the world, I try to do as much as I can because there are times in the month that I don't have any energy. I am drained. I don't want to face the world. So I got to make sure I'm going with my own flows. Now, that's part of my own personal journey of kind of figuring out what's going on with me. I'm getting older. There's a lot of things that are changing because I'm in my 40s. I mean, my baby, my youngest one, is going off to college. So I'm in a different transition period than y'all are with my business and with my life. I don't have littles at home. I don't have daycare. I don't have to worry about, I guess potty training. I don't have to worry about taking care of someone who can't go get their own food. I'm in a different journey. I'm about to be an empty nester because my daughter is moving in a week and a half. And so maybe I'm keeping myself busy so I don't think about it. But again, so this is like I don't remember now. I think 17, 18. I can't remember. Maybe it's 17, 18. You know what? I had this plan earlier whenever I was when I was doing this, and um, I'm completely spacing, but that's just kind of how it is today. I'm a little off. I haven't eaten yet. Is it 1 o'clock? Yep, it is 1 o'clock and I haven't eaten yet. So that's one reason, guys. Make sure that you're eating and you are hydrating yourself. This is part 18. So again, I'm going to be doing samples because I need stuff to be able to send out to my party packers for the Zoom parties. I want to make sure I have enough. I am utilizing all the other items that I have here in my house. So I'm using all old samples. When I say old, that means that they just haven't gotten out of my house, but they're already done. I am making up new samples to make sure I have enough for all the party goers. I'm making enough that it should cover a good group of them, especially if we start getting into September, October, November, and I have finals coming up. I want to make sure I don't have to stop and make samples, but I also don't want to cop out and not give them samples. So I'm going to make quite a few. I had gotten these from a training that was an H-Town Showdown down in Houston. I won these. So there's a couple of these vials that I'll be using. It just says dish soap sample containers, but you know what? They don't have to be dish soap. I'm going to use them for the creams. I also came across a whole bunch of pre-made samples from Scentsy that I didn't realize I still had. I thought I'd given all of them out. So I separated them. So this is basically going to be my sample bin that I'll be dispensing out. And it has some other things in there. So I have the stuff that I'm going to create because it's cute, it's mine, but I am going to utilize these as well. So I may give them one sample I created and then one sample that already was pre-made. Whenever I started, I got samples. I used to buy these quite a bit until I started doing my own. But like this is Scentsy Soft. So this is a softener that we had in the laundry line, but we don't anymore. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to give some out because it may come back. I don't know. Then these are the ones that I created that has some fragrance mist and some washer whiffs. I did find a whole thing of washer whiffs pre-made, all different scents. Again, the washer whiffs, it doesn't necessarily have to be a current scent. They need to be able to feel the texture, the scent into it. It may not be their jam, but at least they know what the product works. This is laundry liquid, which it's been a while since I sent out laundry liquid. I used to send out a laundry liquid and a washer whiff and be like, here's a load of laundry on me. Um, and then I have some hand cream, hand soap, body cream, and body wash that are pre-made as well. So I have other options, but I want to get some stuff that I've created. Again, this is something I'm doing. This is not necessarily something that you need to do. I am utilizing the things in my office that either they're not making me any money if it's sitting here. Like, if this doesn't get out to people or people don't smell it, then it's just sitting here for no reason other than my personal use. This is not one of the scents. Let's see. Yeah, PG flower. This is not one of the scents that we normally use. So for us, this is going to sit here until either there's a time I forget to reorder my laundry or something like that, because it's not a scent that we would normally use. So I'm going to sample it out for my customers. I believe this came in a whiff box. Um, when I have a whiff box and no one else purchases them, if no one else has them or wants them that is local, then I go ahead and I take all the products out and I use them. So this very easily could have been from a whiff box. That's how I get a lot of my odds and ends. I don't normally order hand cream, and this was probably from a whiff box as well. But that's why I get the whiff boxes every month. I show my customers, I'm able to break that stuff down. So if no one purchases a whiff box from me that's local that needs it, then I will take the products out, sample them. That's a really good idea if you are trying to figure out a cost efficient way of sampling things. Get the whiff box, sample whatever comes in. If it is wax, then make samples out of that wax. If it's pods, then you have two. Put them in Ziploc bags, and that's two little samples that you can hand out to someone. If it's a scent circles, then gift the scent circle to someone that you're seeing. Like if you go to the grocery store, if you're going to the doctor's office, the post office, gift those so that you have some advertising. Put your name on it. So whiff boxes are really good. I have 2 whiff boxes that'll be coming this month because these are all fall products, guys. We're in August, so the August whiff box has fall products and scents. So I'm going to be using those too for my future Zoom parties. Those will be great samples because they're all fall scent, and I don't have to worry about saying like, I know this is discontinued, but at least you get to feel the product. So just some ideas. Again, this is how my mind works, is that once I start talking about one thing, then something else like rings and dings and is like, ah, it's got that little light bulb that pops up. That's my visualization from ADD. So that's what I got for you guys today, guys. I am Cassie Bollinger. This is my journey. This is me rebuilding, regrowing my business, my team, my self confidence, and basically just getting back in the trenches and figuring out what works for me, especially right now that I have a lot of free time. Now, in 2, 3 weeks, it's going to be a whole different story because I got 4 classes that are starting. But what you'll see my journey as I go through that, getting to my classes, getting back into the swing of studying, taking care of myself, and making sure I eat. So make sure that you grab a snack today. Make sure that you drink your water and know that you are loved. No matter if anybody's told you today, I love you. Thank you for following and liking and subscribing to my channel. I hope these are helping. If you ever get a tidbit that just rings true, make sure that you comment down below. I do respond to all comments. And make sure, again, I am going to say this, make sure you keep it positive. I don't want to have to block or remove any comments. But guys, if you don't have anything positive to say, then don't say it. There's some things that you may have problems with, but there's no reason that anything that we say in any context of, no matter if it's my podcast on here or if it's in my journey, that you should be taking personally. These are our personal thoughts. This is my personal thought. This is my personal journey. So with that today, this is, what did I say? It was number 18, part 18. Again, I'm Cassie Bollinger. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel to follow me for how I'm moving through my business, how I'm growing my team. I know I've already said this. I love you all. Have a blessed day.